Hi, welcome to Sue Marie P. My name's Sue. I'm an Australian, but I live in Sweden. I've been living here for about 6 months. It's my first Christmas here, so I thought I'd share some Christmas recipes. This one, I just had a little taste test, is called a Swedish temptation or potato bake, or Frestelse. I don't think I've said that correct. I'll pop the name up above. It's served usually at Christmas Eve or on a Julbord, which is called a Christmas board. It's often served with herrings, smoked salmon, sausages, meatballs, which is called kottebulle, and they have always a potato dish. And this is one that I thought I'd share with you. I've made it a few times and it's absolutely delicious. So if you'd like to see how I make my Swedish temptation potato bake, come with me and let's see. Frestelse. Oh, I need to practice saying that. I've just had a little bit of help to say the word temptation in Swedish.
Frestelse.
Frestelse. Still need practice. Let's start cooking. So the first step for our Jannsons Frestelse, I'm going to call it Jansson's Temptation. It's a potato bake, and so the first step we need to do is I've got some sliced onion here. I've just sliced one onion and I'm going to fry it in my fry pan. I'm just going to turn that on. Oh, before you go ahead, you need to preheat the oven to 200 degrees C or 180 if it's fan forced, and I'll pop the Fahrenheit measurements above. So my induction hob's on, and I'm just going to add, this is a softened butter with rapeseed oil. I'm just going to add a little bit of that to the fry pan. If you've got a non-stick fry pan and you're avoiding any oil or butter, you can leave that out. We just want to make the onions soft for a few minutes. And traditionally, this is made with anchovies or sliced herrings. I don't really care for those, and I found a recipe online and I've translated it, and it's a vegetarian version. So I just put in some capers and sunflower seeds and a little bit of spice. Tastes delicious. I swap out the cream and the milk for oat milk and oat cream, and that's about it. So the next step we need to do is slice some potatoes. So I've got about 500 grams of potatoes here, and that's about, 5 medium ones. I've already peeled them, and I just need to slice them into, it looks like thick matchsticks. So what I do, slice the potato lengthways in half, and then I cut slices. Just need to keep an eye on that. The induction goes so much quicker than normal. And then I cut little strips. And they don't have to be too perfect, but you kind of get a little shape looking like that. They're looking quite soft. So the next thing I'm going to do is add in the sunflower seeds. I've got 3 tablespoons. This is optional. If you don't care for sunflower seeds, leave them out. And there's about 1.5 tablespoons of capers. We just want to fry them off slightly. In Sweden for Christmas, they traditionally do what's called a Julbord, which is a Christmas table, and it's a smorgasbord. And there's usually things on there like sausages, pickled herring, salmon. I'll pop a photo above of some images, and this particular potato dish is always served as well. And they have salads like a cabbage salad with apple, grated apple. Not a lot of the food appeals to me, so this is one of the things that I thought I liked. They also do kottebulle, which is the little meatballs, but they're usually made with pork. I think that's all cooked. I'm just going to take that off the heat. So as I mentioned, there's no cream or dairy in here. I'm doing oat milk. So I've got 75 mils of oat milk, which I've just poured into this jug. And in there I'm going to add my oat cream, which is 250 mils. And you can experiment with soy if you like. And in here I've got some spice. Now, you can mix and match spices. You can leave this out and just add nutmeg, or you can add a little bit of garlic. But I'm just checking my notes here, my computer. I've got 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves, 1/8 of a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, half a teaspoon of salt, and a 1/4 of a teaspoon of black pepper. So I'm just going to pop that all in to the liquid. Just stir it with that, because that was here. And I've got some breadcrumbs, just packet breadcrumbs, but you can make homemade ones for the top. And I have the original recipe. It was originally for 4 serves. It was originally for 8 serves, but I've made it for 4 serves. I'm just going to do it in this small Pyrex pie dish. So all you do is you line the base with some potatoes. And we do about 3 layers. And because the potatoes are cut quite thin, it tends to cook really well in the oven. You don't need to pre-bake the potatoes for this recipe. And then I do a layer of the onions with the capers and seeds. Another layer of the potatoes. I'm going to put all of those there and just finish off with the potatoes. Didn't spread that very well, Sue. Just go in with your fingers if you need to. Last layer of potatoes. And as I'm putting them on, I'm just separating the potatoes because they kind of stick together after I've cut them. You can pop it into any shape, kind of casserole dish or baking dish. I thought the round one presents well on the table. Just going to squish that a little bit with my hands. Pour over our creamy, milky, spicy sauce. Then I've got about 25 grams or 1.5 teaspoons of breadcrumbs. As I said, they're just packet ones, but you can do homemade ones if you like. Just sprinkling that on top. It's going to zoom you in. Okay, you can see what it looks like. And then just to add a little bit of moisture, we put a dob of this butter on top. And if vegan's important to you, make sure you use a vegan butter. I didn't have any in the house and I wanted to share this with you, so I thought I'd just do it. It's about 1.5 tablespoons. That just ensures that the top is a bit crunchy. It's not a super healthy recipe. Now it's time to bake this. Our oven's preheated at 180 with a fan. I'm going to bake it for about 50 minutes. I'm going to keep an eye on it. If I think it's over browning or cooking too quickly, I'll add some foil to the top, but it should be ready in about 50 to 60 minutes. I should have mentioned I've placed the rack in the lower third part of the oven, so it's not in the middle. Can't wait to show you. My Swedish potato bake is all finished cooking, and look how gorgeous golden brown that is. I'm going to do a little taste test. Still pretty hot. It's got like a little crunchy top. The potatoes are really soft. The sauce is still creamy, and I love the hint of the spice. That's delicious. Such a simple and easy potato bake. So if you're looking for a Swedish-inspired Christmas potato dish, give this a go. Let me know in the comments below if you do try it, and hit the thumbs up. Share it with a friend, and stick around and pop a few other Swedish recipes up above. I think I'm hungry. I better go away and have some lunch, and I'll see you next time. Bye.